In a world where sanity is a curse and madness is power, people have stopped pretending to be rational. They fight, devour one another, and claw their way toward dominance through monstrous transformations. Amid the chaos, Chang Mo remains the only one who stays lucid, untouched by the emotional frenzy that consumes everyone else. But as he watches the world collapse into flames and screams, he begins to wonder, if sanity is all he has left, is it truly a blessing or just another form of isolation in a world gone mad? Over the last 30 years, humanity has been plagued by a strange affliction, an inability to control their emotions. This condition, now known as mood disorder, has become a recognized disease. At a SkyArt art department gathering, tensions flare as director Zhang Yanfei lashes out over warm wine and soggy watermelon. Assistant Wu Jingjing fires back, and the room quickly descends into bickering. Amid the noise, Chang Mo steps in with measured calmness, apologizing on Zhang's behalf, and urging everyone to settle down. Zhang Yanfei snaps and grabs Chang Mo by the collar, shouting furiously and striking him across the face. The room freezes in collective shock as the impact reverberates through the gathering. Zhang's breathing grows ragged, and his eyes begin to glow with a sinister red light. The emotional pressure inside him builds rapidly, signaling the onset of something far more dangerous than a simple outburst. His transformation is beginning. Realizing what he's done, Zhang collapses into panic, clutching Chang Mo and begging for forgiveness. Chang Mo, blood still trickling from his mouth, remains composed and tells him to calm down. A colleague shouts that he should be taken to the hospital, but Chang Mo brushes it off, insisting he's fine. He urges them to enjoy the rare department gathering, as if nothing happened. His restraint is unsettling, almost unnatural. As the commotion settles, Chang Mo walks away, unfazed. Yili approaches, surprised by how easily he brushed off the incident. She asks if he can really endure all of this. Chang Mo replies that he's the only normal person in the department, and wonders aloud what makes the others so emotional. Then a memory surfaces. When he was 10 years old, he saw the first cyst. It was on his mother's head, a red, swollen mass pulsing with something unnatural. That was the beginning. After his father's death, Chang Mo thought the grief had made his mother hallucinate. But it wasn't grief, it was rage. And it took form as a cyst on her head. As her anger grew, so did the cyst, swelling grotesquely with each outburst. She became someone else, violent, terrifying. Then one day the cyst reached its limit and ruptured. Her head exploded in front of him. That was when he learned the truth. When the cyst grows too large, it bursts and the person dies. From that moment on, Chang Mo made a vow he would never get angry again. He believed that emotional illness could only be avoided through absolute control. While others around him bicker and scream, he observes them with cold detachment. To him, they're not just co-workers. They're ticking time bombs. Psychopaths waiting to explode. Zhang's cyst pulses violently on the brink of eruption. He lashes out again, trading insults with another colleague. Chang Mo watches in silence, calculating. Yi Li asks if he really doesn't care. He admits he doesn't. But if someone dies, it could get messy. Zhang's head bursts open in a spray of red. Trouble has arrived. Before he can act, it's too late. The explosion unleashes a torrent of flames that twist and writhe like living things. Chang Mo's eyes widen as Zhang's body is consumed and reshaped. From the ashes rises something no longer human, a fire-based emotional monster, born from rage and pain. The transformation is complete. The flaming creature lets out a guttural roar and charges forward, its limbs ablaze and its mind lost to fury. Chang Mo stares in disbelief, the word barely escaping his lips, monster. That's what Zhang has become. One man tries to stand his ground, shouting defiantly, but the monster strikes without hesitation. Screams erupt as people scatter. Someone yells that Zhang has turned into a monster. Chang Mo stands frozen, haunted by the memory of his mother. Why did she die if this is what happens? Why did her cyst kill her instead of transforming her? Yi Li grabs his arm and urges him to run. As they flee, Yi Li explains that cysts don't always kill. When they rupture, they transform the host into an emotional monster, granting them supernatural powers. Most people lose control, but some can wield that power freely. Chang Mo struggles to understand. If that's true, why did his mother die? Yi Li tells him not to worry. The answer is coming. Zhang's monster convulses violently before it detonates in a burst of black liquid and flame. His body is obliterated, leaving only charred remains and shattered tiles. The price of losing control is death. Bystanders gasp, confused by what they saw. To them, it was just an explosion. Yi Li tells Chang Mo that ordinary people can't see emotional monsters, not the transformation, and not the creature that devoured Zhang's head. That's what happened to his mother. She transformed, but couldn't control her monster. In the end, she was consumed by another. Yi Li adds that emotional monsters are more than chaos, they're tools for those who can control them. The monster that devoured Zhang is linked to its master, and that master is here. As the flames twist through the crowd, they point to a man standing calmly with a drink in hand. Him. A memory surfaces. Chang Mo was a child, being asked if his mother had come home yet. The man who asked was his neighbor back then. Now, Yi Li confirms. That same neighbor has become a powerful figure. The man who once lived next door is now the one pulling the strings. That man is Liu Jia, the vice president of Inspler International, or so he appears. In truth, he's an emotional being who spreads anger like a virus. He infects others, waits for them to transform, then devours their monsters to grow stronger. Yahello reveals that Chang Mo's mother was his first victim. Her emotional collapse wasn't random, it was orchestrated. Chang Mo sees it clearly. Now, his mother didn't just die. She was consumed. Liu Jia had controlled her emotional monster and used it against her. Yahello warns that Liu Jia is targeting him next. But Chang Mo realizes something important. He can't be infected. He can't transform. That means Liu Jia can't feed on him. He's immune. Yahello asks if he's really going to walk away. Liu Jia killed his mother, shouldn't he want revenge? But Chang Mo shakes his head. Liu Jia has supernatural powers and kills without hesitation. He won't die for vengeance. Besides, Yahello's words are just one side of the story. She stares at him, noting how eerily calm he remains. Yahello challenges his confidence. How can he be so sure he's not sick? Chang Mo turns, confused. What does she mean? Then she tells him he's the most seriously ill of them all. Behind him, a monstrous entity begins to take shape. His own emotional monster, long suppressed, is far more terrifying than he imagined. Yahello reveals the full truth. Liu Jia's real prey has always been Chang Mo. He's the one Liu Jia wants to transform most. As if summoned, Liu Jia appears, smiling warmly and calling him Little Mo. Chang Mo coldly replies that he's mistaken. Liu Jia chuckles and says they should catch up. Then, with a casual grin, he asks for a favor. Without warning, Liu Jia punches Chang Mo and asks if he could please be angry. Chang Mo is thrown across the floor. Onlookers gasp and shout, demanding someone stop him. Yahello rushes to Chang Mo's side, but he insists he's fine. Liu Jia watches with amusement, noting that no matter how hard he hits, Chang Mo never gets angry. It's both impressive and infuriating. Liu Jia stands beside a woman whose body radiates heat. Around them, more emotional monsters emerge, flaming silhouettes of rage and destruction. The air thickens with heat and hostility as Liu Jia surveys his growing army of chaos. Panic spreads as fire erupts again. Liu Jia leans in, asking if Chang Mo would be angry if someone hurt his colleagues. He reminds him how kind they've been, offering friendship, joking about setting him up with their sisters, inviting him to lunch. Liu Jia's words drip with manipulation, trying to weaponize Chang Mo's memories against him. In another memory, someone tells Chang Mo not to give money since he just started working. Back in the present, the world around him burns. Liu Jia mocks his stoic expression, asking if he can really stay indifferent even now. But he sees through the mask. He knows the truth. The cyst inside Chang Mo, the one containing all his repressed rage, has grown. And it's only a matter of time before it bursts. Liu Jia smiles. He hasn't even told Chang Mo the worst part yet. Liu Jia watches with a smirk, eyes gleaming with cruel anticipation as he mentally challenges Chang Mo, daring him to endure just a little longer. Below, Chang Mo kneels alone in a cold spotlight, his body trembling under the weight of rising fury and the pressure to suppress it. Chang Mo admits to himself that the calm exterior he wears is a lie. Every day he endures the chaos caused by reckless coworkers, the strangers who test his patience, and the countless moments where he wants to retaliate. He could lash out, tear them apart if he wanted to, but he never does. Because every time he feels that urge, he remembers the look on his mother's face, the tears she shed after every angry outburst, the guilt she carried. That memory anchors him. It reminds him that even when anger feels justified, regret always follows. Alone in the chaos, Chang Mo repeats the mantra that has guided him for years: be rational, stay rational. He knows that giving in to emotion leads only to regret. But now, with Liza standing before him, flames roaring, tempting him to let go, he begins to question everything. The voice in his head screams for revenge, for his mother, for himself. It urges him to transform into the monster Liu Jia wants. But instead of giving in, he clenches his fist, holding the line between fury and restraint. Confused and burning with rage, Chang Mo turns to Yahello and asks why he hasn't transformed yet. The anger is there, boiling inside him, so why hasn't it taken shape? Yahello meets his gaze and warns him that if he does transform now, he will die. Her voice is firm, but her eyes carry urgency. The danger isn't just in the enemy, it's in the transformation itself. Chang Mo wonders aloud if choosing not to transform means he'll be killed anyway. Maybe it would be better to go wild and fight. Yahello hesitates, then gently tells him the truth. He can't transform anymore. The words hit harder than any blow. He drops to his knees, overwhelmed by helplessness. Looking up, he sees Liu Jia in the distance, and the question slips from his lips. Why? Liu Jia sneers, mocking Chang Mo for talking to himself. As his fiery monster dives in for another strike, he ridicules him for trying to convince himself of anything. Chang Mo stares ahead, shaken. Was he really just talking to himself this whole time? The thought spirals, and for the first time, he questions his own sanity. His eyes widen as the realization hits. Was everything he believed in just a lie he told himself to survive? Chang Mo turns and sees Yahello collapsed on the ground, surrounded by a swirling darkness and glowing blue droplets. Her body trembles, caught in some unseen force. Her hand clutches her chest, and her face twists in pain. Something inside her is awakening, or breaking. Yahello lifts her head and smiles with eerie clarity. She says she's finally found him. Her voice is calm, but her expression has shifted, more knowing, more powerful. She tells Chang Mo that from the very beginning, she was the only one who could see him. He stares, stunned, realizing her face is different. Meanwhile, Liu Xia's chaos erupts behind them. Yahello begins to explain why Chang Mo can no longer transform. A towering, armored figure bound in chains emerges from the void. Its face a swirling black hole. The creature speaks, revealing that from the moment Chang Mo saw Yahello, he had been infected, transformed into something else. He is no longer just human. He has become an emotional monster. But not one of rage or despair. His monster is rationality itself. Liu Xia stares at the chained creature, baffled. He's never seen an emotional monster like this, restrained, faceless, terrifying. Chang Mo realizes the truth. This is his emotional monster, rationality. He wonders if something so cold and calculated can even be considered an emotion. And if he's been infected for so long, why did it take until now to see it? The answer starts to form in his mind. No, it's more than rationality. It's something deeper. Chang Mo recalls how he always thought Yahello was just a coworker, maybe someone close to a colleague. But now, seeing her like this, radiant and otherworldly, he realizes she's the one who infected him, the one who transformed him. He stares at her transformed form, cloaked in dark elegance and glowing blue energy, and asks the question that's been building. Who is she really? Yahello smiles knowingly and tells Chang Mo she knows he must have questions. She doesn't have time to answer everything, but she gives him the most important truth. Rational emotions are the most special of all. Reason can overpower every other emotion, even Liu Xia's rage. She reveals that emotional monsters can only be seen if one understands them. That's why Chang Mo couldn't see his until now. Liu Xia watches from a distance, realizing that Chang Mo's monster is unlike any he's faced before, one that doesn't control him, but stands apart. Yahello reveals that Chang Mo's emotional body isn't just a monster, it's a controller of monsters, just like her. Liu Xia, furious, unleashes his own emotional monster in a fiery assault. But when it strikes, it misses. His attack fails. The rational monster stands untouched. Liu Xia's eyes widen in disbelief. His power, once overwhelming, is now ineffective. Chang Mo watches the chaos unfold and asks what is happening. Yahello calmly explains that he still can't control his emotional monster, so it hasn't fully manifested in the physical world. It's only a projection for now. Until he learns to control it, it won't interfere with reality. Yahello tells Chang Mo that his emotional monster is just a projection, it still resides in the heart realm. Liu Xia quickly catches on. This kid hasn't mastered his power yet. His monster is still internal. With a crazed grin, Liu Xia charges forward, declaring that Chang Mo is dead. But Chang Mo doesn't flinch. He stands ready, eyes locked on the incoming threat. Liu Xia unleashes his monster, expecting it to tear through Chang Mo. But the attack lands with no effect. Chang Mo stands still, unfazed. Yahello explains that because Chang Mo constantly restrains his anger, his rationality has become a shield. This level of attack is meaningless to him, like being tickled. Chang Mo nods, finally understanding. I see, he says. Liu Xia roars in fury, veins bulging as he screams for Chang Mo not to be so proud. His rage spirals, but it's powerless against the calm wall of rationality standing before him. Liu Xia's monster continues its relentless assault. Chang Mo winces, thinking that although the attacks don't hurt him, he still can't fight back. He can't control his monster. Yahello tells him it's simple. Let his rational monster act. Let it use its power. Another blow lands, but something inside Chang Mo begins to shift. A massive shockwave erupts as blue and red energies collide. Liu Xia is hurled backward, crashing into the ground. From the dust, Chang Mo emerges, his body glowing with blue energy. The tide has turned. Liu Xia stares in disbelief. How is this possible? Chang Mo's hand crackles with blue light, the energy of his emotional monster now flowing through him. Liu Xia gasps, realizing what's happened. He's borrowed power directly from his monster. And now, he's dangerous. Liu Xia stares in horror. With just 2 fingers, Chang Mo destroyed his emotional monster. Panic takes over. He turns to flee, desperate to escape. But Chang Mo is already moving. The air splits with light as blue energy rains down. Liu Xia knows he's not getting out of this easily. Explosions ripple across the ship as Liu Xia's monster disintegrates. Chang Mo wonders aloud, if the monster was destroyed, how is Liu Xia still using fire? Yahello explains that emotional monsters don't die easily. Even after defeat, they can linger in this world temporarily. The battle isn't over yet. The Sea Emperor, the world's top cruise ship, glides offshore near Donghai City. Yahello warns Chang Mo that chasing emotions here is extremely dangerous. The ship is a luxurious tourist hub, but it also travels routes few others can, deep into the East China Sea. It's a place where powerful organizations like the Sky Group host their events, and where danger hides behind every smile. Yahello reveals the ship's darkest secret. It's controlled by an emotional body. Services on board include hunting ordinary people to satisfy emotional cravings. Liu Xia is the ship's super VIP. Challenging him here is like challenging the very foundation of the Sea Emperor. As for security, one finger from the wrong person could kill Chang Mo instantly. He listens in silence, the weight of their situation sinking in. Chang Mo looks ahead and asks the question that's been building inside him. If he doesn't kill Liu Xia now, will he ever get another chance? Will he survive the revenge that's sure to come? Yahello confirms it. That's right. Without hesitation, Chang Mo launches himself forward, ready to end it before it's too late. Inside the Sea Emperor's exclusive VIP lounge, elite guests lounge in luxury as a grotesque centerpiece steals their attention. A statue of a woman with her skin peeled away, revealing bones twisted into a smile. One of the guests introduces the artwork, explaining that the girl died in agony, and her bones were arranged to appear as if she were laughing in death. What makes the piece even more disturbing is the material, her actual body. She wasn't just any girl, but the daughter of a prime minister, sacrificed and immortalized as a symbol of power and cruelty. Victor Lee of Wilderness International stands confidently, declaring that he is presenting this statue as a gift to the Sea Emperor. He thanks the ship for facilitating their cooperation. Across from him, Liu Yang, the captain of the Sea Emperor, chuckles and praises Victor for his generosity. He notes that Victor's company has just taken over the market in Stanley Country and even sent the Prime Minister's daughter here as part of the deal, a gesture that speaks volumes about the ruthlessness of their alliance. A woman from the Ugly Duckling Self-Help Association comments that she had heard the Prime Minister was unwilling to cooperate, but didn't expect Victor to punish him so severely. Song Huihui, the second daughter of the powerful Song family, admires the statue, calling it tasteful and honoring the girl by turning her into art. Zhang Han, bishop of Donghai City's Black Chain cult, questions why the group is focusing on the Great Xia Kingdom. Just then, news arrives. Liu Zha has killed the Sky Group's art director, but there's more to the story. Liu Yang listens as his subordinate reports that Liu Zha went on another hunt, but the prey transformed and is now overpowering him. Song Huihui expresses disappointment, saying that if the boy hadn't trained under a mysterious master for so long, he wouldn't have stood a chance. Victor Lee asks who this master is, but Liu Yang shuts him down, saying it's better not to ask. He acknowledges the boy's talent and suggests they shouldn't let Liu Ya be beaten to death. It would be disrespectful to the master who trained the boy, even if Liu Ya was just a pawn. Liu Yang issues swift orders: seal off the scene and prevent other emotional beings from interfering. Ordinary passengers will flee on their own. As for the emotional being who defeated Liu Jia, Liu Yang assumes he has no background, and coldly instructs his men to kill him. The subordinate accepts the command without hesitation, as the Sea Emperor looms silently under the night sky. Chang Mo slams his fist into Liu Jia's face, sending him flying across the deck. As Liu Jia struggles to rise, Chang Mo steps forward and declares that his death is coming. Liu Jia panics, asking if Chang Mo is really going to kill him here. Chang Mo confirms it without hesitation. Desperate, Liu Jia begs for mercy, saying he'll do anything if Chang Mo lets him live. As Chang Mo raises his hand to finish him, Liu Jia suddenly screams that he knows who killed Chang Mo's mother. He warns that if he dies, Chang Mo will never uncover the truth. Chang Mo pauses, staring down at him, and asks quietly, "Wasn't it Liu Jia who killed her?" Liu Jia shakes his head and insists it wasn't him. He explains that back then, there was an emotional body living in the old street where Chang Mo grew up. That man had been secretly infecting himself with the emotional virus, using it to hunt and manipulate new emotional monsters. He implies that the real culprit is someone far more dangerous. Liu recounts how he was infected by that man and turned into an emotional monster. But instead of killing him, the man stabilized his condition and made him a subordinate. Liu Jia was forced to help infect others and kill them. Also, the man could absorb their emotional power and grow stronger. Chang Mo demands to know who the man is and where he is now, but Liu Jia trembles, terrified of the consequences. If that man finds out Liu Jia talked, they'll both be dead. Liu Jia mutters that the man won't let him go. Chang Mo stares at him in silence, then coldly decides he can die. He lunges forward to strike, but before he can finish it, a new figure steps in. The man in glasses raises his hand and activates his power command. He gives a direct order to Liu Jia's heart: stop beating. Chang Mo stands still, breathing heavily. Liu Jia lies collapsed on the deck, barely conscious. Footsteps echo across the ship as a man in a suit approaches them, his presence signaling a shift in control. The suited man bows slightly and apologizes for arriving late. Liu Jia looks up and asks if he knows him. The man replies that the Sea Emperor will serve him well. Liu Jia grins and turns to Chang Mo, taunting him. If he's so powerful, why doesn't he kill him now? He dares Chang Mo to do it, laughing as he leans in close. Chang Mo checks Liu Jia's body and realizes he's still alive. The suited man is surprised. He thought the command would have killed him. Ye Lai steps in and explains that the power used was command, a direct emotional order to the heart. It's incredibly potent, but not invincible. Only a rational emotional being like Chang Mo, who resists all emotion, could survive such a command. Against anyone else, it would have been fatal. Chang Mo asks if the suited man is also an emotional being, and wonders why he can't see his emotional monster. Ye Li explains that once a monster fully enters the heart realm, it becomes invisible to the physical world. Chang Mo's own monster has now crossed that threshold. She shows how emotional monsters exist on the border between reality and the heart, but once they pass fully into the heart, they're undetectable. Liu Jia mutters that Chang Mo is lucky to be alive. The suited man responds with a cold command he knows what to do. With calm authority, the suited man issues another command. His voice cuts through the air as he orders Chang Mo to kneel down. Chang Mo's body drops to the ground, forced into a kneeling position. Ye Li explains that this is the nature of the arrogant emotional body's command. The greater the difference in power, the harder it is to resist. Chang Mo trembles, unable to move. Liu Jia sneers and mocks him, asking where all that power and talk of revenge went. He offers Chang Mo a deal, swear loyalty, and he might live. Liu Jia offers a trade. He'll tell Chang Mo everything about his mother's transformation if he cooperates. He recalls the day vividly. It was one of the few times she was clear-headed. She cooked tomato stew beef brisket, Chang Mo's favorite dish, to apologize for losing her temper. But that day ended in blood. The stew spilled across the floor, mixed with her blood. She was targeted because of a single careless remark made by that man. Liu Jia warns that anyone could be next, maybe even the neighbor. Liu Jia recalls that he was initially against targeting her. She had been kind to him, bringing him food when he was poor. But later, as her emotional state worsened and she began to lose control, he found himself enjoying her suffering. Watching her fall from happiness into despair became addictive. He admits that he slowly began to relish the feeling of power over her life. Liu Jia rants with manic glee, declaring that he controls whether people become monsters or food. He revels in the domination of others. The suited man interrupts. Issuing a new command, Chang Mo is ordered not to move. As Chang Mo struggles, another command follows. He must kneel and kowtow, further humiliating him before the watching elites. Chang Mo crashes to the ground, forced to kowtow. Liu Jia watches with satisfaction and decides it's time to break him completely. He tells Chang Mo to swear loyalty, bark twice like a dog if he wants to live. If not, he'll die right here. On all fours, Chang Mo begins to glow with a strange energy. Liu Jia and the suited man watch closely, unaware that something deep inside him is beginning to stir. Li asks Chang Mo what he plans to do next. He turns the question back on her, accusing her of orchestrating everything, his transformation, his suffering, even the ship's secrets. He demands to know her terms. She smiles. Chang Mo lowers his head and barks, sealing his submission. Yi Li offers him power, and Chang Mo accepts. A surge of blue energy erupts from her and engulfs him. His body lifts from the deck as the energy floods through him. He screams as the transformation begins, overwhelmed by the force tearing through his soul. Liu Jia stares in disbelief as Chang Mo's emotional power skyrockets. The suited man realizes the truth. Chang Mo is losing control. Alone, Chang Mo floats in a sea of cosmic energy, no longer bound by the rules of the world below. Suspended in a vast cosmic void, Chang Mo looks around and wonders what this place is. He reaches for emotions, sadness, joy, fear, but finds nothing. Everything is gone. All that remains is calculation, logic, and silence. His emotions have vanished, and with them, the last pieces of his humanity. Chang Mo's body fractures like glass, suspended in the vast emptiness of cosmic space. Each shard carries a piece of his lost self, drifting into the void. As his form splinters, memories surge forward, bright moments from a childhood long buried. He sits on the floor, controller in hand, laughing beside his mother as they play video games together. The warmth of her presence fills the room. Later, they lie side by side, heads close, coloring with crayons on the floor. These fragments of joy, once buried under pain, now resurface as the last remnants of his fading humanity. In another memory, a young Chang Mo walks beside his mother, struggling to carry a small basket of groceries while she balances massive bags with ease. She turns to him with a grin, flexing her arm in mock bravado, and he laughs in admiration. Her strength, both physical and emotional, was always something he looked up to. These moments were simple, but to him, they were everything. A time when love felt certain and the world still made sense. The memory shifts to a funeral. Chang Mo sits quietly, surrounded by faceless mourners, his eyes hollow. Outside, he sits alone, knees pulled to his chest, until his mother gently places a hand on his head. For a moment, she offers comfort. But the peace doesn't last. Her mood turns volatile. She screams, throws dishes in a fit of rage, then collapses into sobs, clutching him tightly. The cycle repeats. She lashes out, then apologizes, only to strike again. Her love was real, but so was her instability, and it left deep cracks in the boy she raised. Her fury explodes again as she strikes him with a stick, her screams echoing louder than the blows. But when she sees the fear in his eyes, she collapses into herself, sobbing uncontrollably. Then, without warning, her head bursts apart in a grotesque explosion, leaving only silence and blood. Watching from the shadows, Liu Jia grins with twisted satisfaction. Chang Mo's glasses fracture, the crack slicing through his vision like a scar across his soul. Something inside him breaks permanently. A golden light ignites in Chang Mo's eye, swirling with shards of memory and raw power. He floats in the cosmic void, staring at his own hands, unable to speak. The transformation is complete. The boy who once cried in alleyways is gone. What remains is something colder, something forged from loss and fury. Yi Li approaches him in the void, pleased with what she sees. She tells Chang Mo that the anger stored in his cyst is more than enough to keep him tethered to her power. But to truly harness the strength of reason, he must abandon rationality in critical moments. Only then can he become a rational, emotional monster. She smiles and tells him to enjoy his revenge. Blue energy erupts from his body, crystalline and wild, as he descends back onto the Sea Emperor's deck, reborn in fury. Chang Mo lands silently on the ship, his presence cloaked in a strange stillness. Liu Jia laughs nervously, thinking the emotional power has vanished. He mocks the moment. dismissing it as a false alarm. But the suited man stares harder, eyes widening. He realizes the truth. It hasn't disappeared. It's transformed. The air shifts as blue energy begins to fall like rain, signaling something far more dangerous than before. Above the Sea Emperor, a colossal entity emerges, Chang Mo's emotional monster, now fully awakened. Its swirling blue form is bound in chains, yet its power radiates beyond comprehension. The suited man watches in awe and fear, admitting they can no longer perceive this force. It is emotion made manifest, too vast for ordinary minds to grasp. He gasps, unable to comprehend the force pressing down on him. Far from the ship, a man collapses in a nightclub, overwhelmed by a sudden surge of pressure. In a quiet restaurant above the city, another man calmly slices into his steak, watching the chaos unfold through the window. He recognizes the energy for what it is. A world-class emotional being has awakened. He muses aloud that this power is not just a message, but a declaration aimed at the Sea Emperor itself. Inside the Sea Emperor's elite lounge, a group of powerful figures sits in silence. One voice breaks through the tension, asking if someone truly intends to declare war on the entire organization behind the Sea Emperor. The room grows heavier with the weight of that possibility. The VIPs stir as realization sets in. Song Hui adjusts her glasses, asking if there are other world-class items on board. Victor Lee wonders if the intruder is an ally of the man targeting Liu Yang. A woman speculates that it might be someone coming for that child. Liu Yang steps forward, towering and resolute. He tells them not to worry, no matter who the intruder is. Even if they are world-class, they will die for challenging the Sea Emperor. Back on deck, Liu stares in disbelief. He can't sense Chang Mo's level at all. He screams in frustration, refusing to accept that someone like Chang Mo could be this powerful. The suited man, sweating, admits it's real. He can barely perceive it, but the pressure is unmistakable. It's the same crushing force that only world-class emotional monsters emit, a pressure from the highest place, like a disaster descending. A bystander screams in terror, shouting for everyone to run. But it's too late. Chang Mo stands at the center of the storm, his hands gripping the heads of Liu Jia and the suited man. His body radiates with dark energy, his expression unreadable. The two men tremble in his grasp, powerless before the monster they helped create. Bodies lie scattered across the deck. Chang Mo surveys the aftermath with eerie calm. Yi Li appears beside him, commenting that it's not very polite to twist someone's head off so quickly. Chang Mo smirks and admits it wasn't satisfying. He should have taken his time. Yi Li praises his restraint, saying it takes great effort to control rationality at this level. But the fun, she assures him, is only just beginning. Chang Mo steps forward toward a glowing field of golden energy, ready for what comes next. Chang Mo steps onto a field of golden lightning that pulses beneath his feet. Before him rises an enormous throne, carved from radiant energy and pulsing with divine authority. Atop it sits a figure cloaked in majesty. Chang Mo stares upward, breath-catching. This is something beyond comprehension. Yilei, standing beside him, breaks the silence. She asks if he noticed how the ship remained undamaged during his earlier battle. Then she reveals the truth. This ship is not ordinary. It is an emotional body, just like them. What he sees now is the ship's true face. Its soul laid bare in the emotional realm. The Golden Throne and Chang Mo's emotional monster face each other in a clash of titans. Yili explains that in this world, perception is dictated by strength. With her guidance, Chang Mo can now see the true face of the world. Atop the throne, Liu Yang declares that any offense will be punished. He commands all things to submit, his voice echoing across the emotional plane like a divine decree. Liu Yang begins to chant, and his emotional monster mirrors him, amplifying the command's power. A bystander realizes what's happening. His chant is a technique that boosts command-based abilities. Liu Yang's monster responds instantly, condensing the space around Chang Mo. He raises his voice and declares that punishment will be delivered by his golden sword. A golden explosion erupts across the deck as Liu Yang's command takes full effect. All emotional power within the condensed space is halved, suppressing everything caught inside. The golden sword descends like judgment from the heavens, aiming to crush Chang Mo beneath its weight. Liu Yang watches the golden field, confident that the battle is already over. Others nearby comment on how quickly the winner was decided. Victor Lee notes that the opposing emotional monster is unfamiliar, but its power is clearly halved. Song Hui agrees, saying that as long as the captain keeps issuing commands, the outcome is inevitable. But then, a crack appears in the golden field. Something is pushing back. Liu Yang peers down from his throne, but his confidence begins to waver. The blue emotional monster surges upward, shattering the golden restraints. Chang Mo raises his hand, calm and focused, then brings it down like a hammer. His monster responds with a devastating counterattack, tearing through the golden energies that once bound it. Chang Mo's emotional monster unleashes its full fury. Blue energy erupts in a tidal wave, crashing through the golden defenses and sweeping across the ship. Liu Yang's eyes widen in disbelief as the force barrels toward him. The Sea Emperor trembles under the weight of the unleashed storm, its emotional core overwhelmed. The blue wave spreads across the sea, swallowing the horizon. Song Hui and another woman look on from a distance, their expressions unreadable. Amid the falling debris, Liu Yang claws his way out, soaked and furious. He survived, but barely. The power he dismissed now threatens everything he controls. The Sea Emperor is caught in the heart of the storm, golden and blue energies colliding violently above it. As the ship groans under the pressure, Chang Mo stands tall, his body cloaked in blue flame. He doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. His presence alone declares that this battle is far from over. Liu Yang stares at Chang Mo in disbelief. Somehow, this boy broke free from the shackles of his golden command. He wonders aloud what kind of emotional monster could still exist in such a state. Then he realizes it doesn't matter. With a sweeping gesture, he calls for the guards. Golden armored figures descend around Chang Mo, weapons drawn. But Chang Mo doesn't flinch. He's already faced worse than this, and survived. Chang Mo's blue emotional monster explodes with power, tearing through the golden guards as a dark vortex forms at its core. The energy spirals outward, obliterating everything in its path. Despite Liu Yang's desperate cry to stop, Chang Mo doesn't hesitate. His eyes lock forward, his body surging with momentum as he launches himself into the fray, unshaken by the command. The golden guards close in, their spears stabbing into Chang Mo from every direction. His body is pinned, pierced by glowing weapons, but he doesn't collapse. Even as blood spills and pain surges through him, he refuses to fall. His will burns hotter than ever. Chang Mo lowers his head, breathing through clenched teeth as golden spears dig into his flesh. Then, with a roar of defiance, he breaks free, shattering the restraints and flinging the guards aside. Liu Yang shouts once more to stop, but it's too late. The blue emotional monster surges forward, answering its master's fury with unrelenting force. Liu Yang turns and flees, panic overtaking his pride. Behind him, Chang Mo and his monstrous companion give chase, their speed unmatched. Liu Yang's eyes widen in horror as he realizes he can't outrun what's coming. The boy he once dismissed is now a storm bearing down on him with unstoppable fury. Liu Yang slams into the golden throne, the force of Chang Mo's assault sending him crashing through the ornate structure. The once imposing seat of power crumbles behind him, its golden frame shattered like his illusion of control. Chang Mo presses forward, his energy swirling into a massive vortex. The blue emotional monster lashes out, tearing through the golden guards with brutal precision. One by one, they fall, unable to withstand the onslaught. Liu Yang scrambles to regroup, but the tide has turned. He's no longer the predator, he's the prey. Chains of golden energy snake around Chang Mo, suspending him in the air as Liu Yang watches with a glimmer of hope. But the blue monster still looms, its presence undiminished. Chang Mo laughs, his breath ragged but defiant. Liu Yang mistakes it for weakness and smiles, believing the boy's power is finally fading and that victory is within reach. Liu Yang surveys the ocean, eyes narrowing as he spots a distant structure. He calculates quickly, noting there are few places left for Chang Mo to run. If he can capture the boy alive and uncover the true nature of his emotional monster, it would be a monumental win for the entire organization. Yahello warns Chang Mo that his strength is nearly gone. He asks what he should do, and she answers without hesitation, run. Without a second thought, they leap from the ship into the sea. Liu Yang watches in disbelief as the boy dives into the unknown, baffled that he would flee in that direction. But Chang Mo swims with purpose, eyes locked on something only he can see. Beneath the waves, Chang Mo swims toward a colossal submerged structure. His eyes begin to glow, golden irises igniting with otherworldly power. Something inside him is changing, awakening. The sea around him darkens, but he doesn't stop. He's drawn to something deeper, something ancient. Chang Mo breaks through the surface and runs across the water, each step defying nature. The city looms ahead, its skyline twisted by supernatural forces. Behind him the sea churns with unseen threats, but he doesn't look back. His path is set. The city ahead is no longer a place of civilization. Towering emotional monsters stalk its streets, and the very air seems warped by their presence. Buildings twist unnaturally, roots and tendrils crawling across the skyline. Chang Mo steps into a nightmare made real, where even the laws of reality seem sickened. Chang Mo stares at the corrupted city, blood trickling from his eye. He laughs, a sound laced with madness and revelation. He once believed only people were sick, but now he sees the truth. The sea, the city, the land, even the sky, everything is infected. The world itself is diseased. Liu Yang watches from afar, stunned by the sight of Chang Mo's bleeding eyes. He mutters that the power must be borrowed. No ordinary person could bear such truths. He snarls a final warning, shouting that the boy is dead, and launches into pursuit once more. Yili appears beside Chang Mo, her voice calm but urgent. She tells him to close his eyes. The truths he's glimpsed are too heavy for his soul to carry. She offers to take over his body for now, to shield him from the weight of what he's seen. Together, Chang Mo and Yahello descend from the sky like divine judgment. The golden guards scramble to react, but the pair land with calm precision. Behind them, the blue emotional monster coils, ready to strike. Liu Yang watches in disbelief as the tide turns once again. The Black Sea begins to move, not with waves, but with intention. Chang Mo's emotional monster stretches its influence, bending the sea itself to its will. Liu Yang stares in horror, realizing the truth. This creature doesn't just exist in the sea, it commands it. Chang Mo gasps for air as Yahello helps him to his feet. He coughs and mutters that he's fine, then reaches for his glasses. Yahello explains that in his subconscious, the glasses represent his rationality. When his emotions settle, his reason will return, and so will the glasses. Still reeling, Chang Mo asks what happened to Donghai City and the sky. Yahello answers gently. The world has changed more than he ever knew. His level was too low to perceive it. Until now. Yahello reveals that Donghai wasn't polluted by oil, but by an emotion, body, depression. Years ago, a battle caused it to lose control, turning the sea into black sludge. The world is now ruled by emotion, bodies, and the face in the sky? That's envy. Chang Mo struggles to understand, but Yahello tells him he's not ready. The truth is too vast for his soul to bear. Emotional illness is only the surface. She saved him, but in doing so, she exposed him to a world of endless conflict. There's no going back now. Chang Mo and Yahello fight side by side, their powers synchronized in perfect harmony. Golden guards fall one after another as blue energy rips through the battlefield. The emotional monster surges with renewed strength, matching their will with overwhelming force. Chang Mo thanks Yahello, admitting he's never felt so alive. He knows she has her own motives, but he's grateful. He asks what she truly wants. She only smiles and calls herself a wandering spirit, offering no further answers. Yahello recounts her years of wandering, unseen and unheard. As rationality faded from the world, so did her power. She lost her memories, her purpose, her identity, left with only her name. She was a dying flame, flickering in the dark. Until she met Chang Mo. Something catches Yahello's attention, her eye widening in sudden realization. Then, just as quickly, she composes herself. Walking beside Chang Mo through the city streets, she excuses herself, saying she's going to be late. Whatever she sensed, she keeps to herself. For now. Yahello tells Chang Mo that through all the years of isolation, only he has ever been able to reach her. Only he could speak to her, touch her, and carry her rationality. She compares herself to a wildfire and says that he is the furnace that keeps her from burning out. With him, she can survive, avoid extinction. That's why she approached him, pretending to be his subordinate. That's why she helped him investigate his mother's death aboard the Emperor of the Sea. She promises to help him get anything he wants, money, power, status, but only if he agrees to one thing. In exchange, he must become stronger. Yahello tells him the strength he needs isn't just for survival, it's so he can face the truth hidden in the sky, a secret too dangerous for the weak to behold. She reintroduces herself formally, saying her name is Yahello, and declares that today marks her rebirth. Chang Mo echoes her words, calling this moment their shared new beginning. On a dock overlooking the sea, Song Hui confirms that tracking down Chang Mo was surprisingly easy. She reviews his background. 18 years old, working as an artist at Sky Art Group, hired by Liu Jia. His mother died when he was 10. Medical reports from March show he was still an ordinary person. But now, his ability to battle the Emperor of the Sea suggests he's at least world-class in combat power. That kind of leap is impossible in mere months. She suspects his power isn't his own. When he fought the captain, his eyes bled, likely because he saw something terrifying in the sky. If this strength were truly his, it wouldn't manifest like that. The power he wields could even influence the Black Sea. It must be borrowed. Song Hui wonders aloud who is backing Chang Mo. Zhao Yan reminds her that the captain asked them to investigate this too. She decides to delay reporting to the captain and jokes about the sun damaging her skin. Zhao Yan asks if they're ignoring the Kai anomaly, but she assures him that with the Song family's influence in Great Xia, Chang Mo won't escape, and neither will whoever is behind him. She declares that they must seize his power for their lord. Yahello warns him that this person is likely a powerful figure operating from the shadows, someone far beyond what Chang Mo can handle right now. He refers to this figure as the adult Liu Jia once mentioned. Chang Mo asks what they should do next. He knows Liu Jia is dead, but the person who manipulated Liu Jia into killing his mother is still out there. Yahello tells Chang Mo that their top priority now is to find shelter. The forces on the ship are likely already searching for them. Her power is nearly depleted, and if another world-class opponent appears, neither of them will survive the encounter. Yahello reminds him that he's provoked the forces behind the Emperor of the Sea, and his unique emotional power is bound to attract attention. Chang Mo suddenly remembers he was supposed to go to work today, but it's already too late. His entire project team is dead, so there's no work left. He wonders if he'll still get paid, or if he'll be fired for being absent without leave. With no job and no income, he starts to panic about how he'll survive. Chang Mo realizes there's no going back. His old life is gone, and only now does he truly feel how much everything has changed. He repeats it aloud, he can never go back. Yahello gently urges him forward, saying they're almost at the shelter she mentioned. Together, they walk toward the unknown future. They arrive at the Donghai City's second psychiatric hospital. Inside the waiting room, other patients sit quietly. Chang Mo asks if this is the shelter Yahello spoke of. She confirms it is. Yahello tells him not to underestimate this place. Though remote, it's an official institution in Donghai City, specializing in emotional illness. Donghai City falls under Great Xia, where the government holds immense power. An emotion, body like Chang Mo, who can control emotional monsters, is likely to be absorbed into the system. She adds that there's a special place within the hospital he can't see yet. Yahello reminds him of the massive emotional monsters they saw in Donghai City when he used her power. One of those creatures is guarding this hospital. At the front desk, a nurse asks him to wait for his results. He thanks her and takes a seat. Chang Mo observes the waiting room. Unlike before, the nurses here don't wear sacks on their heads. Even most of the patients don't. He notes that the hospital truly lives up to its reputation as a place specializing in emotional illness. Only one patient nearby wears a sack, green and unlike the others. He laughs uncontrollably. Yahello explains that Chang Mo's perception has improved. Before, he could only see sacks of anger. Now he can detect other emotional infections. The green sack represents the happiness virus, which causes uncontrollable laughter. As he processes this, a girl with shaggy hair turns to him and asks if he's here to see a doctor too. Chang Mo replies that he is, and the girl quickly insists she's normal. Her parents just forced her to come. They thought something was wrong with her and threatened to throw away her collection. She looked up the hospital online. It's divided into Section A for the infected, and Section B for transformed emotion, bodies. Section B patients are so dangerous they must be chained up, and some are even serial killers. Chang Mo asks Yahello about the two sections. She explains that Section A is for those infected, but not yet transformed. Section B is for those who have already become emotion, bodies. Chang Mo asks why she's still waiting if she thinks she's normal. She says being rejected by the second hospital is proof she's fine. Her family would believe that. The first hospital might still take her, but the second one? No way. A nurse calls out names for checkups and medicine. Then she calls for Chang Mo and the girl, Zhang Jiaqi, to follow her for admission procedures. Jiaqi is stunned. Nurse Zhou Yang welcomes them warmly, saying it's rare for patients to come to the second hospital on their own. She praises their choice and boasts about the hospital's comfort, 3 meals a day from star chefs. Jiaqi, overwhelmed, asks how she could be admitted if this place is for abnormal patients. The nurse reassures her, saying everyone has issues these days. Chang Mo asks if Jiaqi is an emotion body, since he couldn't see her emotional monster. Yahello explains that his ability isn't strong enough yet. Her monster is likely hidden deep in the mind realm. Chang Mo wonders if the hospital can detect emotion bodies just by drawing blood. Yahello says it might be due to the emotion body's environment being unobservable, but she's never seen the instruments herself. Meanwhile, Jiaqi walks alongside the others and suddenly realizes where they're headed. She stares ahead in horror. They're approaching Section B. Jiaqi panics, shouting that she's never hurt anyone. How could she belong in Section B, with murderers? Nurse Zhou Yang assures her that online videos exaggerate. If she cooperates with treatment, she'll be fine. But Jiaqi's eyes widen as she notices something terrifying. Every staff member is armed. Why are they all holding guns? From a high vantage point, a sniper locks onto the hospital entrance. His scope tracks the new arrivals. The facility's security isn't just for show. Someone here is considered dangerous enough to warrant a kill order. Chang Mo watches in shock as Zhang Jiaqi's emotional monster bursts forth, a grotesque mass of eyes and tendrils. He wonders if everyone else saw it too. He asks Yahello what happens to patients who aren't selected by the authorities. She answers coldly, they're locked up, and if deemed dangerous, executed on the spot. She warns him not to act rashly.